Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl, illustrated by Quentin Blake. The big day arrives. The sun was shining brightly on the morning of the big day, but the ground was still white with snow and the air was very cold. Outside the gates of Wonka's factory, enormous crowds of people had gathered to watch the 5 lucky ticket holders going in. The excitement was tremendous. It was just before 10 o'clock. The crowds were pushing and shouting, and policemen with arms linked were trying to hold them back from the gates. Right beside the gates, in a small group that was carefully shielded from the crowds by the police, stood the 5 famous children, together with the grown-ups who had come with them. The tall, bony figure of Grandpa Joe could be seen standing quietly among them, and beside them, holding tightly onto his hand, was little Charlie Bucket himself. All the children, except Charlie, had both their mother and fathers with them, and it was a good thing that they had. Otherwise, the whole party might have got out of hand. They were so eager to get going that parents were having to hold them back of force to prevent them from climbing over the gates. "Be patient," cried the fathers. "Be still, it's not time yet, it's not 10 o'clock. Behind him, Charlie could hear the shouts of the people in the crowd as they pushed and fought to get a glimpse of the famous children. "There's Violet Beauregarde," he heard someone shouting. "That's her, all right, I remember her face from the newspapers." "And you know what else?" somebody else shouted back. "She's still chewing that dreadful old piece of gum she's had for 3 months. You look at her jaws, they're still walking on it." "Who is that big fat boy?" "That's Augustus Gloop." "So it is. Enormous, isn't he?" "Fantastic." "Who's the kid with a picture of the Lone Ranger sentence on his windshield?" "That's Mike TV. He's the television fiend. He must be crazy. Look at all those toy pistols he's got banging all over him." "The one I want to see is Veruca Salt," shouted another voice in the crowd. "She's the girl whose father brought her 500,000 chocolate bars, and that made the workers in his peanut factory unwrap every one of them until they found a golden ticket. He gives her anything she wants, absolutely anything. She only has to start screaming for it when she gets it. Dreadful, isn't it? Shocking, I call it. Which do you think is her? That one over there on the left, the little girl with the silver mink coat. Which one is Charlie Bucket?" "Charlie Bucket, he must be that skinny little shrimp standing beside the old fellow who looks like a skeleton, very close to us, just there, see him? Why hasn't he got a coat on in this cold weather?" "Don't ask me, maybe he can't afford to buy one." "Goodness me, he must be freezing." Charlie, standing only a few pieces away from the speaker, gave Grandpa Joe's hand a squeeze, and that old man looked down at Charlie and smiled. Somewhere in the distance, a church clock began striking 10. Very slowly, with a loud creaking of rusty hinges, the great iron gates of the factory began to swing open. The crowd became suddenly silent. The children stopped jumping about. All eyes were fixed upon the gates. "There he is," somebody shouted. "That's him." And so it was.